A magical dragon blade, humanoid villains controlled by Namaari, and a much darker ending for Sisu are just some of the fascinating scenes and storylines Disney cut from Raya and the Last Dragon. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers, I'm Jan, and in this video I'm revealing and explaining all the deleted scenes from Disney's Raya you never got to see. We will of course be talking spoilers, so take care. Before the Druun became the faceless, swirling mists of purple that we see in the final film, the villains were going to be very, very different. Much more humanoid monsters, a bit like armoured giants in fact. And there's a great deleted scene with these alternate versions of the Druun that would have appeared at the beginning of the movie in a chapter called Tale of the Dragon.
For years we've been on our own, broken, losing hope, with no one to protect us from the Druun.
I don't have it!
No one. But me.
In this story, Raya was a mysterious warrior known as Dragon Blade, and her sword had a dragon pendant from her father Benja.
Dragon Blade!
Because these villains had a specific form, they could be fought in a more conventional manner than the more ethereal Druun we see in the final movie. Ordinary weapons were still ineffective against them though, and only Raya's magical sword, Dragon Blade, which she created herself, could defeat these sentient villains. Raya's weapon had the ability to pierce their armour, and then a clicking device caused them to melt, while green goo exploded from their bodies.
What are you doing here?
I'm helping you!
No, I don't need your help! Look out! You need one of these to do this.
As an extra twist, these Druun were originally controlled by Namaari, who in early versions of the movie was more of a traditional Disney villain in the vein of Maleficent or Cruella de Vil. The deleted scene goes on to show how Raya has to improvise against the Druun when she keeps on losing her sword, and I especially like how she uses the bell against them. The scene also introduces Tuk Tuk as Raya's trusted and crucial sidekick, who, in a change from the final film, she didn't meet when he was a baby, but who helps her out of her sticky situation when she's cornered by the Druun. Which is intentionally amusing given her earlier comment to the villager who wants to help her fight.
I'm sorry, I have to do this alone. I don't need a sidekick.
And that deleted line of course highlights Raya's evolution over the course of the film, from a lone fighter to someone willing to work with others. These humanoid Druun also appear in another deleted scene where Raya rescues a group of Kumandrans fighting each other on a bridge from a Druun who's about to attack them.
Move your wagon! No, you move your wagon. I was here first. Hey, here's an idea. How about you move your wagon?
Grandma, hurry, come on, we gotta go!
We can also see from this cutscene that these early versions of the Druun turn objects to stone by grabbing hold of them, as we see the monster try to do to Raya's sword. And of course that's something the Druuns do to humans in the final film.
Not this sword.
As we can see, Raya's original sword was magical and resistant to the Druun's powers, and like her sword in the final film, this sword also had the ability to extend and attack from afar with a grappling hook. Now, despite their human-like form, these Druun were still very resilient, with the ability to regenerate limbs even after Raya breaks them off. Another interesting detail from this deleted scene is that it looks like rather than meeting the Onjis and Talon as she does in the final movie, Raya would have met them at this point in her journey, as we see the hilariously mischievous monkeys stealing the fruit the two Kumandrans are throwing at each other.
Move your wagon! Move your wagon!
In the end, Disney decided to abandon the human-like take on the Druun in favour of making the villains more of an amorphous, faceless evil. Their connection to Namaari was also dropped in favour of making Raya's human antagonist more nuanced and developing her relationship with Raya instead. I can also see that, as cool as a magical sword would have been, dropping that idea fits in better with the final movie's theme of Raya having to cooperate with others and trust in them in order to save the day. And a deleted flashback to Raya's childhood shows how the original movie's main theme was centered on the notion of how hope can inspire community.
This is the heart of the dragon, a rare and very special flower. Like the dragon, it's connected to water. Watch. And look, each flower responds to the light of the other.
One flower made all those light up?
Yes, one light can light 1,000 more. That's what the dragons did. They inspired light and hope in all the people around them.
I wish the whole world could see this.
Maybe one day you'll show them.
Although this is a sweet scene, I wonder whether the implication that Raya would be inspired to fix the world by the heart of the dragon could have felt too reminiscent of Moana, who used the heart of Te Fiti to restore peace to her world. The heart of Te Fiti was the green gem the ocean gave to Moana, who then lifted the curse threatening her island when she returned the stone to the lava demon Te. Given there were already a number of similarities between the two movies, such as shape-shifting deuteragonists, the importance of water and a faceless threat to the land, the Heart of the Dragon concept could have made the comparisons with Moana a few too many. Some fans of the movie have pointed out the romantic tension between Raya and Namaari in several scenes.
Hey there, Princess Undercut.
And Raya's voice actress Kelly Marie Tran has said that's also how she interpreted it, though she added that wasn't the official Disney line. And there seems to be a little more of that frisson in an alternate version of the scene when Raya meets the grown-up Namaari for the first time.
Oh, what's drippin', Dewdra? Oh, I see you finally made some friends. It's good that you're reaching out. So, what are you up to? You stole an ancient map and scrolls from the Royal Library.
Correction, I was just borrowing them, indefinitely.
In the final film, this encounter takes place in the Tail Temple where Sisu and Raya find the second piece of the Dragon Gem, whereas in the deleted scene it appears to take place in the shipwreck, with Sisu donning a disguise rather than shape-shifting into human form.
Why are you making me wear this?
I'm doing this to protect you.
From who?
From everyone. We have to sneak into 5 different hostile nations.
In my day, there were no nations. Kumandra was one large, happy Namaari.
And in contrast to the more Indiana Jones style escape out of the cave we see in the final film, in this alternate version, Raya uses a trick from Tuk Tuk to clear a path through Namaari's soldiers.
Dinner time! Dinner time! What? It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why would you yell dinner? Come on!
During the alternate chase scene, Raya and Sisu also stop to recover a dragon gem piece at the bottom of a well.
I sense a gem piece! There!
And Raya spills a catch of fish to distract Namaari's big cats, so she can go and collect the stone.
Oh, what the Ventori are you doing?
There! In that well! Raya?
Catch!
Haha! Shape change power! It's back!
Although this looks like a fun scene, it seems to overcomplicate the getaway from Namaari, and also kind of crams in the shape-shifting power reveal, giving it less importance, so I can see why it was changed. In the final movie, after Raya and Sisu escape from Namaari, they end up on the Shrimporium, a boat restaurant run by Boun.
Welcome to the world-famous Shrimporium. My name is Boun. I'll be your server today. Would you like to hear our daily specials?
Yes, please.
However, in an earlier version of the movie, Boun was a Mr. Fix-It character who owned a scrapyard, and Raya met him before she even met Sisu, when she was looking for someone to fix a crack on Tuk Tuk's plate after a piece of Druun arm got stuck inside.
That mean I can get things fixed here?
Depends. What needs fixing?
It's my pill bear here. He's got a crack.
Who doesn't?
That came out wrong.
In this deleted version of the story, we also discover that Boun is secretly hoping to team up with the legendary Dragonblade warrior to defeat Namaari.
Nice target setup. Not a lot of hits, but is that Namaari?
Hey, nothing to see here. It's part of a secret mission I'm working on. If you have to know, I'm teaming up with Dragonblade to take down Namaari and the Druun.
Dragonblade?
Yeah, Dragonblade, defender of the 5 lands, slays Druun with his deadly sword that has a dragon pendant swinging off of it.
Nope, can't say I've heard of him.
As often happens in animation, and as we've seen with many Disney movies including Zootopia, Frozen and Moana, the studio often drastically shifts and changes storylines even relatively late in a movie's production. And at one point, Raya's filmmakers seriously considered a much darker, bittersweet ending for the movie. Disney always planned to have Sisu die so that Raya would come to understand that she couldn't just rely on a magical dragon to save Kumandra. However, in an alternate ending, Sisu would have remained dead, so she wouldn't have been resurrected even after the rain fell and banished the Druun. In that ending, none of the dragons were resurrected, making Sisu quite literally the last dragon. That might have been more striking, because it would have solidified the sacrifice the dragons made for Kumandra and made the impact of human discord more long-lasting. But the filmmakers wanted to go with a happy ending, so they resurrected Sisu together with all the other dragons to create, in their words, a big Disney moment that makes your heart sing. And if you want to learn about more amazing alternate endings and deleted scenes for animated movies, such as the deleted Mecha Furby from the Mitchells vs. Machines, or how Elsa nearly died in Frozen 2, then tap here to check out my full playlist. Now, do you wish any of these deleted scenes had been included in the movie? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and tap left to discover more Disney deleted scenes, or tap right for something else you're sure to like. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!